Okay. So as all so as all of you know, in the previous session, we were discussing our various data types in the fields, okay, and what are few features and specific behaviors which we are getting to customize once we choose a particular data type, okay, and we went through a lot of them already. Just one second. Okay. So we went through single line of text, we went through multiple lines of text, right? At the same time, we went through option set, multiple option set, two option set, right? And we went through currency data types, right? So we have seen a few and few are still remaining. So let me just start by sharing my screen with you guys. So I hope my screen was visible to all of you. Okay. So here we are. So right now, the fields which you were creating, the fields which you have seen, these were the fields of a simple type. Okay, the field type was rather simple. Okay, moving on, there are two more different kinds of field which we'll be working on. Okay, one is calculated field. Okay, and other is a roll up kind of field. Okay, before we get into that, there is one type of field which I would like to discuss with all of you. That is a simple field, but the data type is known as lookup. Okay, so this is data type which we missed out on last time. So let me just quickly start my system. So right now, all of you are well aware of the different records which we are creating, right? Once you have created the entity, you have created a few fields, you have added those fields to a form, you have filled up the form from the front end, right? And few records have been created, okay? So basically, what our lookup field does is it allows the user to be present on a form or be present in a particular entity, okay, and search for a different entity's record. Okay. So right now in our solution we have just one entity, that is an employee. Okay. Now I want to add one more entity. So I'll click on new, click on an entity. Let me just define some departments in the system. Our entity name is department. The plural is set. Okay. And we'll just click on save for now. Save and close. It takes some time to create these entities and any customizations which you are creating. Okay, so once you are done creating a new entity, okay, so now in your solution you have two entities. One is an employee, other is known as a department. Okay, now I want to map these employees to some departments. Okay, obviously in any organization, the employees will be part of some or the other department, right? It might be HR, it might be management, it might be their software teams. Okay, so there will be various departments in a particular organization. Okay, and I have created a new entity known as department. Okay, and we'll be working upon these entity. So now here in our list we have two entities, one is employee, other is a department. Okay, now what I want to do is every time I open up my employee form or every time I'm trying to create a new employee or add a new employee to my system, okay, I also want to define their department. Okay, So for defining that department, we'll be using a lookup field. Okay. But right now we don't have any data in our department. Okay. So let us quickly move on to the front end part. Okay. Go to advanced find and look for department and create few records in our department group. Okay. So right now we have not created any of these records, right? So obviously it is showing that there are no departments. I'll click on new department. Okay, I have not customized the form or any fields have been added newly to this entity. Okay, so there will just be a name and an owner. Okay, so just I will be adding few basic details about the department. Hope everyone is able to view my screen comfortably. Okay, great. Let's give it some time to load. So here we'll just be adding few names. So one would be human resources, and I'll be saving this. We're creating few more departments. So right now, if I just check up my records here, you will see three new departments have been added. Okay, one is human resources, other is IT support, then we have some office staff. Okay. Now we have few departments added up here. Now let us move on to the employee entity. Okay, and here what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a new field. Okay, a lookup field. So a lookup, just as the name suggests, it is going to look for a particular entity. Okay, and it is going to search any of those records which are present in that particular entity. Okay, so right now if I just click on new, and I've created a new field called department. Okay, so now I've created a new field called department, right? And I'll be choosing data type as of lookup. Okay, and now I'm getting a chance to select some target records. Okay, so basically when you have created an entity, you have added some data in that entity, then these fields which have been added, okay, namely right now the human resources and IT support and office staff, these data which we have entered into our forms, this is present in our system as a record. Okay, this is a record of that particular data. Okay, so we'll be searching for a particular target record, and we'll be able to choose any target record and map that record to our employee. Okay, so let us go for department here. Okay, and every time you create a lookup field, a relationship is also established. Okay, we'll be looking at relationships in detail. Okay, but for now all you need to know is that whenever you create a lookup, a relationship is also established, because in some way you can understand that we are connecting these two entities now, right? So let me save and close. So now I'll be adding this field to our form. Okay, here you can see our lookup field is available. Okay, I'll be adding this field to our form below branch. Okay, so after branch, we have to choose the department. Okay, so once we have chosen the branch, we'll be able to get a chance to choose a department as well. So let me just save and close. Okay, and let me publish all my customizations so I can actually work upon this form on our front end. Okay, so now whenever you open up and try to add some data for any employee, okay, for any existing employee or any for any new employee, you will find an additional field of department where you will be able to choose the departments. Okay, and from which set of records will be choosing the department, from this particular entity and the records which you've added in this entity called department. Okay, so lookup is basically going to map your employees to the department. Okay, you can have multiple employees be a part of a particular department, but you can have only one department for a particular employee. Okay, I think it is quite easy to understand, as any organization structure functions that way, that a particular employee is working in a in a particular department, while a department has multiple employees working in it. Right, so now publish, okay, our customizations are published, and we move on here. Try to look for is find. Now we'll be looking for an employee. Right, these are few records which are created in the previous classes. Now let us try to create a new employee. So here you can see you have a lookup available for department, and here getting the option, some text is present here asking you to look for a department. Okay, so let me add some names. Let me check who is present in the class. Okay, Satyam. Today, Satyam, I'll be adding your name, your employee group. Okay. Employee name is Satyam. Designation is developer. Your branch, we have an option set here for branch. Branch is in Bangalore. Department. So right now you can either, you will be able to see all the list of the records which are available for the department entity. Okay. So we'll be adding the person to human resources. We'll add that to IT. Okay, you can add your salary, you can add different field type, different field data over here. Okay, and you can save and close this. Okay, now when you have done this, okay, this particular employee has been mapped to this department. Okay, so now if I try to look for a department, okay, and I've added Satyam to IT support. So if I'll go to IT support, okay, I can see the form for IT support right here. The record is right here. Okay, the name is present. If I go to related, I'll go to employees. I will be able to see the employee mapped to IT support, that is Satyam. Okay, this is an associated view where you are able to see the different records, okay, the different employees which are associated with this department. Okay, it makes complete sense when we are even trying to explain this, that it is associated with this particular department, so you can view their information in some manner and you can get directed to the record right from this department record as well. Okay, so this was all about lookup, guys. Any doubts in lookup? If not, we'll be moving on to calculated fields. Yeah. Okay, great. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll be working with different types of fields. Okay, the first one which you all have been working on right now are the simple fields. Okay, so these simple fields give you the option to read as well as write. That means the user has the option to write some data, to input some data into these fields, as well as these fields are available for reading, for viewing the data on the record side, right? But for your other two kind of fields which we have and which we are going to study about, the calculate and roll up fields, they are read only. Okay? These are fields which are calculated from the data added at any of these simple fields. Okay, so calculate and roll up fields take up data from the simple fields, perform few actions on these fields, okay, and then you are given a read only data in your record. Okay, so we'll be discussing these calculations and roll ups in detail for now. Okay, so as all of you know, there are various data types which are present for our system, okay, which we can utilize. And for the simple data type, we can have all the data types which are available, okay. Whereas for calculate and roll up, we have few restrictions on what data types can be used and what functions we can utilize on these data types, okay. So for say calculate data types, we cannot use an image, a floating point number, multiple lines of text or lookup field. Okay. At the same time for roll up, you can use only whole number, decimal, currency, and date and time. Okay, these are the only fields. These are the supported data types. Okay, that means the input data types. As I mentioned that the calculate and roll up fields will be taking in some data, some input from these simple fields which you have already added. Okay. Next up, the resultant outcome once you have created these particular fields. Okay, the resultant, they will be in the form of date and time, whole number, and string for calculated. For date and time, whole number, decimal number, and currency for roll up. Okay. At the same time, you have a lot of functions which are available for calculate and roll up respectively. Okay, we will go through these functions. You will be made perfectly comfortable with working around these functions. Okay. So basically, let us first start by your calculated field. So calculate field is basically something which is going to act as a modifier. Okay, it is going to modify the data from a simple field and make some changes to it based on the functions you have chosen. Okay, it can take in fields from the parent entity as well as various child entities as well. Okay, it can have a chained field. That means you are taking a calculated field from a simple field, then again you are taking that calculated field into another calculation. Okay,
Uh,
it cannot be. Yeah.
Mane, one thing. Sorry,
Yes.
just 1 second.
Yes, Rohit. Okay, so let us continue. Rohit, you were saying something.
Let me type. Okay. Actually, I sorry, I was not able to go through earlier discussions. So, can you please help me? What is the need of a calculated field? Actually, few 10 to 15 minutes, I was not able to listen properly. So, what is actually the need of a calculated field? If you can help me out,
Yeah.
something.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. This was just a brief introduction. I'm just coming to that. Okay. So here are few facts about the calculated fields. Okay, that these are the various fields which it can take in to function. Okay, it can have some chains in it. Okay, there is a maximum limit to these chains. Okay, it can be it's limited to 5. It cannot be cyclic. Okay, so it cannot be like I have taken A field into B and B field again into A. Okay, it cannot be a cyclic function. Okay, this was one object about the calculated field. Now coming to Rohit, your question, okay, that why we need calculated fields. Okay, so when you are working with simple fields, you are inputting all the data. Okay, you are the one who is adding all the data, right? Now various times it is going to be very helpful if you have certain functions, okay, certain calculations which can be easily done by the system, okay, on its own. Okay, so you are inputting few fields, okay, and you're adding some data, and few fields are being calculated based on that data automatically. Okay, Say for example, I want to know, yeah, say for example, I want to know, uh, you have a particular conversion rate, okay, for dollars, and every time I'm entering my value in dollars and I want to find out what is the what is going to be the outcome in rupees. Okay, now I have two options here. Okay, if there are no calculated fields, I would have the option that I add a simple field. One is asking salary in dollars, other one is asking salary in rupees. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm adding the salary in dollars, say 100. Okay, then manually on my own personal end, using a calculator or making calculations in my head or on my own, okay, I'm adding the data in as a simple field. Okay, whereas here you have been given the option, you have been given the feature where you can make this calculation using the system. Okay, much like how you're utilizing various functions, various I would say formulas in your Excel sheets. Okay. Similarly, here you are utilizing calculator and roller. Okay.
So
So I
basically,
know this.
so basically, some place where we want, the data has to be generated by a system, right? Just like if I will go for a, let us say, Flipkart case, right? If I'll add the quantity of two, then the price would get double, something like that, right? So basically, some kind of automations we wanted to perform in the some field data kind of thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, instead of you doing the calculations manually, where the calculation type is fixed, okay, that in this particular process or system for the business or the organization, this calculation is always going to take place. Okay, as Rohit, to give a really nice example, that when adding something in your cart, okay, if you have chosen one quantity, okay, the item price is going to be multiplied that by the quantity, and you will get your final total order, right? So to understand this a bit better, okay, um, let me start by, so we'll start by creating a roll-up first. Okay, so here in our employee field, okay, we have, let's check, just 1 second. System is unresponsive right now. Okay, so what we'll be doing today is we will be trying to, uh, first of all, we have a joining date for the employee. Okay, now let us say that there is a particular probation date which is set for the employee. Okay, that for particular employees, a probation period is mandatory. Okay, so let us try to add a new field. Okay, which will be taking in the probation period. Okay, probation period. Okay, this will be a simple field. Okay, this will be a whole number. Okay, and we'll be simply saving this. Okay, next up we'll be creating one more field, that will be called as a probation review date. Okay, so here based on the employee joining date and the probation period which you have set, we will be automatically calculating the probation review date. Okay, so now what will be this date? Basically, this will basically be whether your probation date is in a few months or few days. Okay, and we'll be adding those few dates or few months to the employee joining date. Okay, say for example, you have joined a new organization and they have told you that, okay, you have joined on 1st of July. Okay, and you have to fulfill a probation for 2 months. Okay, once your probation is complete, we'll be having a short review where we'll be discussing your progress and your performance in the past 2 months, and based on that we will be finalizing your employment with us. Okay, so there will be a probation review date. This review date is basically going to be, if you have joined on 1st of July, so 2 months after this would be what, 1st of September, right? So we are going to be creating now calculated field, okay, of the data type, date and time, since obviously here we are concerned with dates. Okay, It is going to be date only, since we are not concerned with the time of your joining. Okay. Now we'll be clicking on edit. So once you click on edit, you will be given the option by the system to create the calculation for this particular field. Okay. Now this is something which might be new for a lot of you. So basically here there are few statements. Okay. It's asking you for if then, condition and action. Okay. This is basically a very simple loop or conditional statement, you might say. Okay. So basically if the condition is fulfilled, certain actions are carried forward and processed. If the condition is not fulfilled, then some other action is processed or no action is processed. Okay. So right now I'll be adding a condition that if the current entity employee, okay, his name, okay, and here you have various conditions. Okay, you have various conditions where you can check whether it contains some data or not. Okay, so if it contains data, if the name contains data, so that basically means that if I've input some name in that particular new record for an employee, okay, this is my only condition right now. Okay, I can also check up for status, if the status for this particular employee is active or not. Okay, so if an employee is active, we will be discussing about the probation review date. Okay, if the employee is inactive, then obviously a probation review date does not make any sense. Okay, so right now we are setting up the does it active, or you can even keep it as name. It contains some data. So basically if we have added some data in the name, then this condition is going to be fulfilled. Okay, now you are getting the chance to add some sort of action. Okay, so now you will be getting a whole range of your functions which I mentioned earlier. So these functions are specific to your calculated field only. These same functions will not appear in your roll up fields. I will be explaining the roll up field completely separately. Right now we are discussing just calculated field. Okay, so here you have few functions. Okay, this function calls for add hours, add days, add months, add weeks, add years. Okay, so here basically you will be taking a whole number. Okay, this whole number will be day, hour, month, week, year. Okay, and there will be a particular date and time to which you will be adding this day, hour, month, week or years. Okay, so right now we are focused on adding some months. Okay, add months. So this function has opened. Okay, these brackets, the parentheses has opened up. Okay, and here we will be adding our probation date. As you can see, our probation period has already been added. The field which you created, the already getting the option from the drop down menu. Okay, and we'll be joining date. Okay,
Mani,
so these are the,
can you please try to refer the particular field again, like how you, because you haven't typed this particular whole field name, right?
yeah, so when you just try to type a few words about that field, okay, you will get a drop down menu, okay,
Okay.
related to that,
Okay.
and you can select it from there. Okay, so basically if I start writing about probation, okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that business came up here. I can just simply click enter and it will be present. Okay, same
We even can write manually also the schema
you
name,
can write
right?
it manually, but you are getting it on the drop down, so it's quite useful.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay, so here your joining date is present. Okay, so now you have added a function which is adding months from the probation period onto your joining date. Okay, and what is it giving you in the final output? It is giving you your probation review date. Okay, so let me just click on okay, and I'll be saving and closing this. Okay, now let me add these fields to my form. Okay, so that we can start functioning. right? Okay. So our probation review date is added. Okay, we'll be saving and close. Now from our form part, we'll be opening up the employee form and adding probation period and probation review date as two new fields. So here is a probation period. So after joining date, there will be probation period. Then there will be your probation review date. Okay, be saving and close. Okay, I will be publishing these customizations. And next up, we will take a look and at how this is actually functioning on our front end. Any doubts up till now, anyone in this? If anybody has any doubts in understanding the logic for conditionals or loops, you can let me know.
What is a need to write a conditions? Well, here I think there is no requirement, right? Whatever would be the period, right, and the probation, like a joining date, it will just add kind of a thing, right? Right.
Right, it will be adding, but if you want, based on the user requirements and the client requirements, you
For some
might sometime
example,
need to,
some
yeah, you
example.
might sometime need to, yeah, you might sometime need to differentiate the employees and the data. Okay, so say for example, we are talking about people who have already left the organization, people who, let's say, they have retired from the organization. Okay, so their status needs to be inactive, definitely. Okay, so if we're talking about a retirement date or we're talking about the pension of the people who have retired, in that case we'll be taking up the status as inactive and functioning on those people. Okay, same time you can add few more fields in your status. Okay, you can add few more options. Status can be active, inactive, terminated, or retired. Okay, so in that case you can choose your status accordingly. Okay. Various other functions are available. Say for example, you, if a person has been hired beyond a certain date. Okay, say for example your company policy has changed. Okay, so earlier you were not taking people up on probations, but you had some bad experience with a few employees, so now you want to keep them for at least 2 to 3 months of probation. Okay, so in that case, people who have joined beyond a certain date, only they will be having a probation review date. Others won't be required to be hold on to a probation. Okay, or say for example, you are keeping people on probation who are joining as developers. Okay, not as
Okay,
managers.
got
So
it,
in
got
that
it.
case, these conditions can be helpful.
So let us say if the employee profile is, I would say, a specific kind of thing, then only those the calculation of probation would be happening, right? If someone would be joining as a manager or something like, earlier employee, right, ex-employee,
Right,
then
right.
those it's not required. Okay, got it. Yeah,
So
thanks
now
for
let us, yeah. Now let us take a look at our employee. Okay, as you can see here, you can see a small lock symbol next to this particular field. That refers to the fact that it is only read only. That means I cannot input any data in this probation review date. Okay, why? Because it's a calculated field, and as we discussed earlier, a calculated field is read only. Okay, so now I will be adding a joining date for this particular employee. So my joining date, say it is 1st of July. My probation period is 2. Okay. So now when I click on save, so all of your calculated fields, they are run, they are processed once you click on save. So now the probation review date has been automatically calculated, okay, as 1st of no as 1st of September. Okay. Hope it is visible to all of you, right? Now to understand this, understand this a little bit better, okay, just take the help of a few examples. Now here in our date, if I try to add a, if we go to fields, okay, and let us try to create a calculation where we are not using any of the functions which have already been provided. Okay, so say for example, this is your HRA. Okay, this is a currency type. Okay, field is simple. Let me save this. Going to new, and now I'll be creating a calculated field where we're taking the salary, and maybe the salary is a base salary. Okay, we can change the name of the salary. This is not how logically the business works exactly. Just to give you guys an example of the different calculations which are possible right now. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be adding your bonus and your salary. Okay, creating a field called total salary. Okay, and the data type is going to be currency, obviously. Field type is going to be calculated, however. Okay, we'll click on edit, and right now we will not be getting into any of the functions. We will be simply using few mathematical functions. Okay, like add, subtract, divide, multiply, and these functions can also be added into your calculated fields. These functions can even be combined with your functions which have been shared here.
It
So right
more
now,
it also
yeah,
more or less look like a Excel, functions also, because in the
yes,
Excel also we have the same kind of, but Excel, I think we just refer a cell, and cell data could be anything, right? So, but I think more or less looks like, I think we need to do a practice, I would say, but it is quite familiar, look like a Excel, I would say. It looks like to me.
yes, the functions here will look a lot like Excel. Okay, so here we are not using any of the functions which are available. Okay, all we are doing is I'll simply be adding the different fields which are required. Say one is for your I don't, did I add a salary figure? Just let me check. Your salary is a floating point number. Okay, so that is the reason. Earlier, when we created the salary, it was for a floating point data type. Okay, floating point number data type. So for that, what we'll be doing is let us just try to calculate the salary from HRA and the bonus incentives. Okay, so let us take HRA plus your bonus. Say for example you want to multiply this or add few more mathematical functions to this. So there are two ways in which you can do this. Okay, the first way is to add few brackets over these calculations and then proceed to add this or multiply this, say by whatever you want. Okay, or the other option is, which is more preferred when you are dealing with a lot of data, is to create a calculated field which is going to act as a setup. Okay, so this particular calculated field can be hidden from the form. Okay, and this calculated field is basically, say for example I want to add three objects, three particular fields, say a, field B and field C. Okay, or rather I want to add field A and field B and multiply it by field C. Okay, so here we have two options. Either I can add field A, field B, create a bracket and multiply it by field C. Okay, right here in the same calculation. Okay, or what I can do is I can create a calculated field which is going to be named as salary calculation A, which is going to be hidden from the form of the record, and I'll create another calculated field which will take this particular field, okay, that is your salary calculation A, which is having the calculation for these two addition of these two fields, and I'll be simply multiplying that one field with my field C, which I want to multiply here. So there's two ways in which you can establish this, although it is something a bit advanced and you might not even require to do that right now. Okay, earlier when these functions were not included, your calculate fields were not included in Microsoft Dynamics 3RM, these functions also needed to be completed by making some changes in the code using JavaScript or adding a few plugins. Okay, so this is a dream come true for a lot of people who are not aware of the languages or the programming languages. Okay, for basic calculations, for basic modifications to the data, they can use calculate fields instead of having to go through the entire programming language and make plugins and make changes to the core data. Okay, so basically this is going to be our total salary that will be taking KTS Tech HRA, KTS Tech bonus incentives. I will be saving and close. So let it give us some time to publish. In the meantime, in case any of you have some doubts, let me tell you what will be happening. Okay, so basically, this particular entire function for your code is going to function like, what's this? Okay, so basically, if you want to understand these conditions, okay, if you can take for example any variable that is going to be x. Okay, so this x can be any data in your field. Say your field A is present, any field is present, field A. Okay, so this field A can have some data called x. Okay, this x can be 20, 30, 40, 50, any type of data. Okay, now if I've added a condition where you're getting a place to add some condition. Okay, so I've added a condition that x should be greater than 100. Okay, so if x is greater than 100, then a certain action will be completed. Okay, now what is this action? This action can be adding of days, months, weeks, or years. Okay, it can also be addition of hours and minutes. Okay, so basically all of your data, when it is coming to date and time, it is being stored in a particular manner. Okay, that is dd mm y followed by mm. This mm stands for minutes, this stands for months. Okay, so you have various functions which are for add, subtract, or differentiate between these fields. Okay, so if I take a quick look around here, so now guys, I will be asking you a few questions, quite simple, just to ensure your understanding. Okay, so all of you can unmute yourself and speak out the answers as and when you guys like. Okay, we'll just be erasing this just for the time being. Okay, and let us take a look at all the functions which are available to us. So we have the add option for adding a few days. Okay, so now if I'm going to add a few days to any particular date, say for example 01 07 2021, this is 12:00. Okay, so if I take for example adding of days, okay, so I've taken up a whole number field. Okay, this whole number field is x. Okay, so if this x is 100, okay, let's not take 100, let us take it as 10. So this is 10, not 100. Okay. So if our x is greater than 10, then this particular field will be added. Okay. Then x is going to be added to this particular field. Here we could have kept that if our probation period is greater than 0 or greater than 1. Okay. So if the probation period is set as 0, then obviously there is going to be no probation review date, right? So we could have added that as a condition as well. We could have added multiple conditions as well. Okay. So if you're going to add multiple conditions, let me just close this. And let us take a look at the entity field which we created for our probation review date. Okay. So in your probation review date, we have added one condition which is asking for the for any data being contained in the name field, right? So let us check how that works out. I know some of you might have some experience with coding, so it might come easy to you guys, and some might not. So I'm just trying to keep everyone on the same page. Okay. Now, if here I was to add another condition, okay, another condition, say for the current entity employee, the field is probation period. Probation period is greater than a particular value. Value is 0. Okay, then here there is going to be a relation between these two conditions as well. This relation is going to be between a choice for and or. Okay, and or. Okay, now let us take an example that now right now I've chosen and. Okay, so what happens when you choose and for a particular condition is that it is mandatory for both of these conditions to be fulfilled for the action to take place. Okay, whereas if I keep the setting here as or, okay, if the condition connecting this statement connecting this is or, then either name contains data or the probation period is greater than 0. Okay, so basically say you have 10 records. Okay, out of those 10 records, so basically if you have some 10 employees. Okay, out of 10 employees right now our name is obviously a mandatory field, so all of them are going to have names. So just take for example, it is not mandatory to fill up a name. Okay, so take for example, out of the 10 employees, 8 have names. Okay, and 5 have probation period greater than 0. Okay, then when you're setting up the and function, okay, then those employees which have names, okay, out of these 8 employees, those who have names, out of this 10 you will be choosing 8. Okay, and out of these 8 employees, those who have a probation period greater than 0, those will be selected. Say for example, those are just 3, sorry, those are 4. Okay, out of those only 4 are available who are having a probation period greater than 0. Okay, now if I'm choosing, so basically you will be getting 4 records on which this particular calculation which you have chosen will be carried out. Okay, however if I'm choosing, this is for and, however if I'm choosing or, okay, then what will happen is basically any of these two which is being fulfilled, all those will be taken up. Okay, so here there are 4 who are accepting all of those conditions. Okay. So basically there are 8 names which are having some employees, 5 who are in the probation period. Okay, and basically there is just one employee who is not having name also, and whose probation period is also 0. Okay, so 9 employees in total will be taken up, and they will be getting to have this particular field have this calculation. Okay, now this calculation basically what it entails is whatever whole number, this x which is the whole number which I've added, okay, this whole number will be taken up in days, months, weeks, years, hours, or minutes. Not minutes, just hours. Okay, and this whole number will be added to this particular date, and you will be getting a new date. Okay, so right now I have chosen, for this particular field, I've chosen to add months. Okay, so in the first field which I've added, that is the KTS probation period, the first field which I've added, this probation period is going to be a whole number field. Okay, which will add months. Okay, it will automatically be taken as months. Years will be 0, days will be 0, everything will be 0, 0, 0 for this particular period. Okay, and it will just add it to the joining date and give you a new date. Okay, so it is quite simple to understand that for days, if you have chosen 10, it will become, for days, if you're adding x greater than 10, okay, it will become 11, 7, 21, right? For months, if you're adding, if somebody can answer quickly, if anyone is interested to answer, they can unmute and answer. Okay, I understand. There is some skepticism from the group. Okay, fine. So quite simply, guys, if you're adding 10 months, then it will be going on to the next year, quite obviously. Okay. If you're adding 10 weeks, it will be going on into the next month. Okay. If you're adding 10 years, it will be turning into 2031, right? Similarly, for hours, here it will be adding the hours. That will be 2022. Okay. So in this manner, we'll be utilizing all these functions. Apart from add functions, we also have, yes, now at the same time, once you have added these conditions, okay, right here from the calculation field you also have an option that just in case this condition is not being fulfilled, okay, what kind of actions can take place. Okay, so you have a set of actions, a calculation which is taking place if the condition is being fulfilled. At the same time, you have some action which is being taken place if the condition is not being fulfilled. Okay, so say for example, here it is that if the review date is not matching, okay, then we will simply add some days. If the probation period is less than, is not greater than 0, and the date contains, and the name contains no data, then we'll be adding just 2 days. Okay, say 2 days, and we'll be adding something else altogether to the date and time. Okay, so now you are, I think you're comfortable with the add days, hours, months, weeks, years concept. Okay, furthermore, we have option for subtracting the hours. Okay, and for taking a difference. Okay, so we can take a difference in years, in weeks, in months, in hours. Okay, so basically in the years part, your two fields will be present. Both the fields will be of the data type date and time. Okay, and there you will be getting a difference between those two dates. Okay, so maybe if I ask you what is the difference between today and the starting of the month, you will say 7 days or 8 days, right? So this is in days. At the same time, if I ask you how much is this different in hours, then you will simply be saying 7 by 24. However, we are using these functions very carefully and very necessarily. Okay, so basically hours is mostly used where things are happening on the same day, definitely. Okay, so say I have started my shift today at 11 a.m. Okay, I'll be working today up till 8 p.m. Okay, I want to find out how many hours I have worked. So I will be using this diff in hours function. Okay, where I am getting the difference in hours between my starting date and time and my ending date and time. Okay, so this was all about the loop and conditional. Okay, and how these conditions are being connected using and or. At the same time, this was all about your functions in calculated field, which are related to add, subtract, and difference and the diff. Okay, we have few more functions for the calculated fields, which are related to string of text. Okay, or single lines of text. Okay, which are concat, trim. Okay, so we'll be taking this up in the next session. Okay, it is quite simple, and then we will be starting up our roll up field as well. Okay, so any doubts up till now in this session? Anyone, any doubts? I have already explained that there are few things we'll be taking up in the next session. So apart from that, any doubts? Yes, anyone? No? Okay, great. So, guys, once we are done with the roll-up fields, you will be getting your demo project as well. So I would request all of you to be attentive in the sessions. And if you have missed out on the few sessions in the past, do go through our past YouTube videos to get more insights. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. Okay. I'll be seeing all of you in the next session. Okay. Bye bye. Have a great day. Thank you.